Okay, so let's start then. So far, what we've done is we've seen Angular, that the front end project, correct? We have not talked about the back end part or the services part, API, where the API is going to fit in, where our mongodb is going to come in, right? All these things we haven't talked about. So today what we do is we'll start with the mean stack. So at least we'll see the mongodb part today, and express.js we can do it, tomorrow, so that we can see a full flow, right, left and right. So what you do to have mongodb is just go to Google and type mongodb, right? The very first link that you will find mongodb open source document database, that you click. Let me give you a gist of mongodb. So the mongodb is basically, yeah, the mongodb is basically an open source database, and it is not like your rdbms. There is no relational database management system in mongodb. There is no sql in mongodb. In short, the way you write queries in sql server or oracle server, it is not going to be like this. In your mongodb, your data basically stores in the form of document, in the form of object, right? So data means document, and the row what you see will be in the form of object, json object, right? javascript object. So like this you can save the data in mongodb document. Now point is, why, I mean, like, why we should use mongodb. Very first reason for using mongodb is it is 1,000 times faster than your sql server or oracle, because it works on NoSQL. Then second thing is it is open source, no license required, right? Third thing is it's like flat hierarchy, I mean flat table structure. So it will be very good when we have, when we deal with a small application. And as I said, it's a open source, so it is very well adopted with the adopted by the front end applications. So you can use mongodb with angular, you can use mongodb with react, right? So like this you can use mongodb with so many things. MongoDB can be used as caching, as a cache DB as well, right? Instead of storing the cache data on some other server, you can store cache data in your MongoDB. Amazon does that. If you see Amazon side, all the thing that you see, like top view products, right? Today's sale, today's special, all these things that you see, in all the products that they show it on the screen, they all come from the cache, and the cache is maintained in mongodb. This mongodb is a very good tool application, right? Database system which we can use for our application. I won't say it is an alternative for SQL Server and Oracle. It has its own pros and cons. It has its own area where we should use it, right? Oracle and SQL Server has its own. I mean, the banking side cannot be maintained. The bank data cannot be maintained in MongoDB, obviously, right? We need a strong, table system and SQL on top of it to manage entire data. Correct? We need complete performance tuning. So if you talk about more data intensive application like banking domains and other, information domain, then mongodb is not right choice. But if you wanted to make an application where we have more read only operation, less write only operations, right? And the database is also not so extensive, in that case mongodb is a perfect choice. Are you getting my point, guys? Is that clear to you? Can we start with how part of MongoDB, like how to use? Did you understand what is MongoDB and why it is important? Okay, so you just need to, okay, so just open the site at your end and mongodb.com and just click on get MongoDB. When you download, it will download a folder, in your system. It is not exe. It is going to download the new version of MongoDB. They just they just want, they just download the folder. That's it, zip folder. Anyways, it's no download necessary. See, your Windows, your Amazon Web Services, your Azure, right? I mean, Windows Server. That means Windows Cloud, and Microsoft Cloud, and Google Cloud. All basically gives services to you for MongoDB, right? They gives, I mean, they gives you for, they gives you on charge, but we'll be using one site called MLab, right? MLab is the one which gives us some 500 MB free DB, correct? Obviously, we'll go to purchase, no problem. But point is, to start with, to practice with, MLab is a right what do you say, right tool, right side, right? MLab, it has contacts with Google, AWS, and Azure, so we can create directly a MongoDB over there. But that part I'll cover it later. Let me focus on the MongoDB part, how we install, how we interact with MongoDB, so that you'll understand saving the data and triggering the query, right? So it didn't trigger download, so okay, no problem. What I do is, okay, you can also try at your end. Okay, this is online service of them. This is their online service through which you can create the MongoDB. You know, uh, you can create MongoDB on cloud, but this is not what we wanted. That I wanted to start it later. Just a second. Yeah, you go to server. Okay, they changed the UI. That is what I was thinking, like, why it's not happening. You you go to server, right? Instead of cloud, you go to server, and there you choose or pick whichever system you have. Let's say I have Windows 64-bit, right? Choose this OS version, correct? MSI or zip, both is fine, correct? I have chosen zip previously, and then download, correct? Once you download this zip, do I have a question? Wait a minute. So once you download the zip, right, or MSI, both are fine to me. I mean, you can pick anything. Zip also is fine, MSI is also fine, right? Once you download this, then make sure you have, just a second, make sure you have entire stuff when you unzip it, right? When you unzip it, make sure you create mongodb folder in C drive and have all the material inside the zip folder, correct, in your mongodb folder. So let me go ahead and tell you. I guess I've already downloaded that part, so I'll show you that one. Just a second. Cloud server. There you say download and download MongoDB Win 62 64. Okay. Not MSI. I need zip folder. Save. Can do the same parallelly at your side. Can you do parallelly same at your side? They have changed a few things, so I just wanted to make sure that you also do parallelly along with me. Okay, so zip folder got downloaded. Now it is. So if you extract the folder, so it is saying I have the same file. I've already downloaded it before. Hold on. Yeah, I've already downloaded it before. So just one moment. If I do it again, it may affect my existing structure. So no problem. Let's see. Yeah, this Mongo Win, the 4.0.3 version I've already basically downloaded before. So when extracted of 4.0.3 zip folder, this is what it has given to me, right? This is was the material. What I did is, as I said earlier to you, like copy all that stuff, right? After extracting, copy everything inside the downloaded folder, bin and other files, go to C drive, right click, create a folder mongodb, right, and paste everything over here. Paste over here. That's it. That's all you need to do. Once you paste this, once you paste this, then you see the bin folder inside that C drive mongodb. Now you don't need to go to your zip folder and do anything, right? That part gone. Now once you paste it in C drive mongodb, correct, all the internal folder, that is bin and other files, correct, that only you need to paste. Once you paste it and you open bin, you will see you have your mongo e server, right? First of all, Mongo E server. Mongo E server is like your SQL or Oracle server, right? It start the mongodb process. And sorry, mongodb.exe is the server which start the process, which means your mongodb server is up and running and listening to basically your any mongodb request. So if I double click on this server, just a second, I double click on mongodb.exe server, right? So this means this has started. And then mongo E is the, yeah, mongo E is the editor basically. Mongo E is the editor which will, through which we can write our queries, right? So point is, obviously, as I said, there is no SQL query, so we are not going to write a query in a SQL format, right? What we are going to do is, what we are going to do is we are going to, write our JSON type function type queries, right? Not SQL type queries, function type queries, and we'll interact with the DB. Writing queries on editor is only for today's session. Why? Because in real time scenario we will be passing the queries through our code, correct? We'll not be interacting with the DB from the editor. We will be doing it through our code. In fact, our API will do that, correct? So let's first of all interact with the mongodb and see how we can create database, how we can create documents, collections, right? How we can add rows, how we can fetch rows and things like that. So what I do is I say, okay, so once you double click and start your mongodb server, your mongodb.exe server, now you can see the very first command that I type is show dbs. Dbs means I'm saying show all the databases, right? Show all the databases, and then all the documents inside it, I can use it. For example, let's say I wanted to switch to do, right? So I say use to do, I switch to do, and then I'm saying to do dot find, and you can see it has given me some records. Did you see that? Some previously entered record, it has given it to me. But obviously, see, it's an editor and it's not looking fine. I mean, it's not giving me a beautified format or pretty format. So let me have that command as well. I say find dot pretty. If I'm not wrong, that is the spelling of pretty. No, yeah. So I said db dot to do dot find dot pretty. So it has shown me the data in pretty format. Now this ID title and is completed, I only added. But did you see this underscore ID? This underscore ID is your row identifier, is your document identifier, row identifier, document identifier. That means whatever document you stored, right? In that document you might be having so many data. How you will get to know which data you're talking about, right? Which object you're talking about. So they by default add underscore ID and the unique key, right? Which it's a kind of primary key, you can say. It's a primary key basically. This will be a criteria on which MongoDB server is going to fetch the data from the file, right? Let's see how I can add a new row, how I can add a new row in my to do. So I say db dot insert, and then of course, as I said, it's a JSON object, so curly braces. If you're finding difficulty in typing, directly in the command prompt, what you can do is you can, type in the notepad, and then you can say db dot to do dot insert, right? And insert, you can have your object. Your first object says you have to have an ID, right? With the value, some unique value, correct? So for the, no, no, sorry, ID, it's string only. So ID, I'm saying, then you have your title, title, right? Then double quotes, I say need to finish mongoDB today, right? And then next is completed, and I'm saying false. So I can store, now automatically it will store it as a boolean. So that is my role. Let me copy in and paste it over here. Nope. So you can see it says write result, correct? And say n inserted, and it says n inserted. So now if I type a command db.todo.find.pretty, enter, so it says like this, right? One row got added. Is that clear, guys? Did you understand this? Are we good? Is it clear to all of you? Are you doing it parallelly at your side as well? Okay. So to do basically is a document, Kishore. Let me create a new one now. Let me create a new document now. Just give me a minute, guys. Okay. Let me create a new database now. So mongo d.exe. Yeah, it's already starting. Mongo exe, I double click and started. Right? Now what I do is I say, first of all, the very first command, show dbs. Huh? Now let us create one database. So I say one collection. Let me create one collection. So I say use wb wbndb, right? So now it has switched to wbndb. So you see, you consider like I have created one database now. Now I need to create this, and mongodb database means collection of what? Collection of document. So now let me create a document, right? Let me create a document is kind of table, you can say. So I will say db dot I say db dot education or food, for example, db dot food dot insert, right? and the insert I am typing like ID. ID is, let's say, 1. Then QTY quantity, it's approx 10, right? Then place, I say near Gachibowli, right? Let's say I added three basically columns, you can say, in my document. So if I say enter, so it says one record inserted. So now you see my database name is Mongo WNDB, and my document name is food. So let me like add few more records, say 50, and the quantity is 2, right? I say near high tech, enter. So now two record got inserted. So now if I wanted to see my food document, so the query should be db dot food dot find, right? And yes, I'm getting the record, but let me do it in prettify format. So I say pretty, then enter. See, right? So this is your mongodb, right? And if you want, you can create one more table. Let me create one more. So I said db, let me just, yeah, in the insert, instead of food, let me add one more, say education, right? Where I would say ID is of course 1. Instead of quantity, I say subject, maths, right? So one record inserted. I say ID can be 2, enter. So now two records got inserted in education. Let me add one more, say right. Subject can be and 3, enter. Again, now in food we have 2 rows, and in education basically we have 3 rows. So let's type the command and see how many records, I mean, just to see the records of education. So what I do is I'll say, instead of food, I will say education, enter. Now you see 2 records. If you go ahead and do it for food, you'll find of course 2 records. So did you see that, guys? Is that clear to all of you? Did you understood? So WBNDB is my database, right? Is my collection, and education and food is my document. I mean table, right? All good, all clear? No question, right? Good. So today Satish didn't join, Nishant didn't join, right? And the others also didn't join. So I thought of having the complete meal stack today. Sarup, is it fine if we do till this much, and you can create a DB for the application? I mean, you can practice MongoDB, and tomorrow again we'll have a session. Tomorrow again we'll have a session for Express.js, and then complete a picture of me inside. Is it fine? You don't mind, right? Same time, same time, Swaroop. No change. No worries. Okay. So tomorrow again on this time we'll meet. Okay. And see, now I would say, I mean, more frequently we need to meet because we have, November EOD or max December first week. After that, my new batches are going to start. I need to finish this project and upload it on the site, which means the next batch will be having some new project, right? So I need to finish this one at any cost. I mean, we have no time, so we'll be having the session on daily basis. Whatever doubts you have, please ask me. Correct? Please ping me. And Kishore, don't delay it for a 1 week, man. Please. If you have doubt, please send me mail or WhatsApp, whatever you're saying, or have a meeting. And this meeting ID which I send is going to be global now, right? No matter I have scheduled a meeting or not. If you want any query, just go to this link. I mean, of course, message me that I have some doubt. So I'll start the session immediately, and you just need to hit this ID. This is our learn now global ID, right, for Zoom meeting. So I'm stopping the screen share, stopping the recording. We'll upload a recording on the YouTube quickly, right? And you please follow the steps and create the DB. So tomorrow we'll see Express.js. Tomorrow we'll see Express.js. We'll see how Express.js will hit our mongodb and fetch and save the data, right? Both the things we'll see how the Express.js will hit the data, save the data, and it will fetch the data, right? In our project itself. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm closing session. Thank you so much. Bye.